So let me just start by saying The Ignition is not a recent movie. I think it was released in 2015 or thereabout. It's just based on popular demand that I have to bring this review to you all. As a matter of fact, I had to go back and watch the movie again. I watched it back in 2015 and I had to watch it again so that I can do the review correctly and appropriately. So let's dive in straight into it. I'll be reviewing The Ignition. It was written and produced by Damilola Mike Bamiloye, directed by Yemi Joseph Adepoju, DOP on the set J. Mikey, produced, executive producers were Mike and Gloria Bamiloye for the Mount Zion Film Productions, Nigeria. So the movie features cast like Damilola Mike Bamiloye, who played Shola, Chioma Nwegu, who played Ngozi, and Sharon Adepoju, who played Sophia, and Richard Omidirura, who played Wilson. Damola Salako, who played Alfred. So I want to say that this was J. Mikey's first time on the camera in a major Mount Zion Film Productions. So did he do well? You'll find out that in the course of my review. So keep watching. So let's dive in straight into it. Before I finally rate the movie, let me just be giving you a brief summary of the storyline. It tells the story of a young man named Shola who had this vehicle that was not working, that kept giving him headache. He was struggling with, and he had this fiancée that was epileptic, that had constant seizure, and this was the person God told him to get married to. He was convinced, and so he had to now deal with whether listening to his friends or listening to the voice of God, because his friends were against it, of course, but that was the person God wanted him to get married to. At the end of the day, he listened to his friends. Of course, as usual, his peers had more grip or more hold on him. He listened to them and he regretted the whole thing. At the end, he lost Ngozi, played by Chioma Nwegu, to another person, to Kayode Babalola in the movie, who was his boss son. So that was basically what the story is talking about. It's not all the story is talking about. I advise you all to go check it out. For those who have not seen it, even if you've seen it, I think you've seen it to refresh your memory on this movie, because when I watched it again, it was like I've never seen it before. I kept on watching and I couldn't just get my eyes off the screen. So go check it out. Showed up to the things I loved and things I did not like about the movie. I love the cinematography. J. Mikey as the DOP. First time in a major Mount Zion production, it was great and powerful. The cinematography of the movie was so beautiful. I think the color was okay and everything was just on point. The director also deserves some kudos, saying the fact that the movie was well directed. I think the director was Joseph Yemi Adepoju. Next thing was the costume and the locations. Costumes were appropriately selected. They were beautiful. They were nicely selected for each character, and then the locations were beautiful. Establishing shots were beautiful and awesome. This movie was beautiful to watch. Next thing was the story, and the message was powerful, was great and on point. I love this movie. Every youth needs to watch this movie. Even adults have something to pick. The married ones also have something to pick from the lines in this movie. Next thing was the acting. Everyone acted well. Sophia did well. Shola's friends did well. Everyone just interpreted their role excellently. Next thing was the duration of the movie. The duration of the movie was actually okay, seeing the fact that it wasn't too long. I think it was 1 hour and 19 minutes or thereabouts, but it was still, I think that duration is okay. It was okay enough. Shout out to the things I did not like about the movie. Shola said to Ngozi, read Ecclesiastes chapter 9 verse 7, read verse 8, and then Ngozi reads 9 instead of verse 8. And verse 8 says, let thy garments be always white, and let thy head lack no oil. But Ngozi reads verse 9, which is, live joyfully with your wife, and then it was taken as if she was reading verse 8. I mean, Shola said read verse 8 and she reads 9, and then it was taken like she read verse 8. That wasn't appropriate. Verse 9 says live joyfully with your wife, and then she read verse 8 as live joyfully with your wife. That didn't rhyme. Next thing was that the friends rejoiced when Ngozi said yes. I mean, they were like, she said yes. So these were people that did not want Shola to get married to Ngozi. They had this hatred for Ngozi. They did not want Shola to have anything to do with Ngozi. And then when she said yes, you could see them rejoicing, jumping with Shola. That was a mistake. I think they should have even hissed when Shola told them that Ngozi had said yes, seeing the fact that they hated Ngozi because she was epileptic. Next thing I did not like about the movie was that Shola came to the village, to Ngozi's parents, without luggage. Even Ngozi was just with her handbag, and then they were not seen removing any luggage from the car. And then Shola was changed clothes clothes. Even Ngozi changed clothes. I mean, where did those clothes come from? They were not seen with any luggage, and that didn't just rhyme. I think they should have been seen bringing down some luggages from the car. That should have helped us connect. Next thing I did not like about the movie was that they dated for 7 months. Shola and Ngozi dated for 7 months, and then her parents had not even seen Shola even once, and then Shola proposed to Ngozi. I mean, you've proposed to somebody you've not even seen her parents before. I mean, how possible is that? You've not even come to her parents' house to see how her parents are, but you've proposed to her, and then her parents are seeing you for the first time. That doesn't work. It doesn't work like that. It was, I think they got it wrong in that part. Next thing I did not like about the movie was that Ngozi's parents made no reference to Ngozi's condition. I mean, you have a daughter who is constantly suffering from epileptic seizure, and here comes your daughter bringing a fiance home, and you're not even asking your daughter, hope you've told this man about your condition. It felt like they were just giving Shola a lady who is totally packaged or had no issues. I mean, even if you didn't tell Shola her fiance, I mean, call your daughter aside, ask her, hope you've told your future husband about your condition, hope you've told him, just to be sure. I mean, that was a loophole in the storyline of the movie that I didn't get. I didn't understand why the parents did not make reference to Ngozi's condition, seeing the fact that it's a very sensitive issue. Next thing I did not like about the movie was the title. I couldn't reconcile the title of the movie with the movie, seeing the fact that The Ignition being named, the movie being named The Ignition. I just felt, The Ignition, is it the car that kept spoiling? That was why the movie was named The Ignition. I thought a better title could have replaced that. I didn't really understand why the movie was titled The Ignition. Just a personal opinion though. Next thing I did not like about the movie was that some jokes were unnecessary, and then they were placed in the wrong places. Some jokes were placed in the wrong places. I mean, I didn't really understand why some jokes were in some places. The movie was hilarious, and it has some comic reliefs, but I felt that some of those comic reliefs should have been placed in other places instead of where they were placed. Next thing I did not like about the movie was casting Damilola Mike Bamiloye for Shola. He didn't really look that character, seeing the fact that he was playing the character of a struggling young man who did not have money to get himself a good car. I mean, his car kept failing, but he didn't look it. I mean, he looked too tush for that role. I mean, he acted well. He tried his best in acting the role where he acted excellently, but I'm not disputing the fact that he acted excellently. I'm just saying that he doesn't look like that character. It doesn't look like the role he was playing. I mean, when you look at him, you are just seeing a rich man that has money and everything. I felt someone slimmer, someone should have taken up the role than he did. Next I did not like about the movie was his office was too tush for them to tell me he was struggling with that car. I mean, his office was on point. His office was so fine that you could tell that anyone that works in this place should at least be able to buy a car. That was what I did not like about the movie. Next thing was that Kayode Babalola said she is a school teacher when Ngozi had lost her job already. I mean, she had already lost her job when she met Kayode Babalola. I didn't know if she regained the job back, but that should have been made clear. I mean, he said she's a school teacher. Meanwhile, she had already lost her job months ago when she was still dating Shola, who played by Damilola Mike Bamiloye. Ladies and gentlemen, this is all I'm able to gather for The Ignition. I advise you all to go check it out. Again, if you've not seen it, go check it out. You're missing out a lot. Go check it out, and then let's discuss in the comment section. Do you agree with what I said? Let me know. Don't you let me know in the comment section. At last, I'll be rating this movie an 8.9/10. Thank you very much. My name remains Daniel. Of course, keep your fingers crossed for more gospel film reviews from me. Bye for now. I'll catch you all later in the next one.